the 3%. So let me show you the two founding principles that the Keynet business model is based on, because this is how we are changing lives. The first principle that Keynet is founded on is something that we call the POD. Now, to explain this, I'm going to give you two hypothetical situations, and I want you to choose one of them. In the first scenario, you come to work for me for 30 days, let's say at Starbucks. And every day that you work for me, I will give you $100,000. This continues for 30 days and then it stops. This is your first option. Your second option is a similar scenario. You come to work for me for 30 days, let's say at McDonald's. Except here, I will give you 1 cent on your first day, and every day after it will double. So on the second day you get 2 cents. On the third day you get 4 cents, and on the fourth day you get 8 cents. It goes on and on like this for 30 days and then it stops. So, which of these two options would you choose? Most people obviously choose the first option, because this totals to $3 million. But the second one uses the power of duplication. And Einstein called that the eighth wonder of the world. He said that if anything is created using the power of duplication, it will grow beyond imagination. So, guess how much money you'll make after 30 days working at McDonald's? In this scenario, over $10 million. Get your phone out and do the math yourself. I had to when I first saw this, because I didn't believe it. Because this is the power of duplication. Now, the second principle that Keynet is based on is the word of mouth. This happens all over the world because people are always talking to people about things you like and dislike. I, for example, love the chicken gnocchi soup at Olive Garden, and I tell people about it. Who knows how much business that I have sent to Olive Garden over the years by me talking about their chicken gnocchi soup. But have I ever been paid for that business? No, not 1 cent. Imagine this. Imagine that when I go to Olive Garden and I buy something I was going to buy anyway, like the chicken gnocchi soup, imagine I get worldwide franchise rights to open as many Olive Gardens as I want, anywhere in the world that I want, without the money that it costs to build and keep a restaurant going. That's what Keynet is doing. You get something that you would have bought anyway, like a discounted vacation, one time only. And you get the global franchise rights to open up your own 100% e-commerce business overseas or anywhere else in the world that you want. And you transfer the money that you make directly into your local bank account. This is how we are changing lives. Using the two principles, the power of duplication and the word of mouth, Keynet has created a binary system. So let me show you how to change the trajectory of your life with Keynet. The bi in binary means 2. So the day that you partner with Keynet, you get a tracking center with 2 arms, a left arm and a right arm. And you do what you already do as a human being, and you share with people the things that you like. If you can't meet with someone in person, just send them this video and I will do the talking for you. But let's say that you share with 2 people about Keynet. Then, since this business model uses the power of duplication, they duplicate what you did and they also share with 2 people. So they each talk to 2 people, and here's the cool part. You didn't talk to any of these people. In fact, you don't even know them, but you get paid for them in Keynet. In Keynet, different products have different values, just like in the marketplace, and depending on what you get, there's a different business value. For every 1,000 points purchased under you, you get paid $37.50. The way you get paid is when there are 3,000 points on the left and 3,000 points on the right. Then you get a paycheck of $225. So let's say that you have 3,000 points on the left, but 9,000 points on the right. You still only get a paycheck of $225 because there needs to be 3 on the left and 3 on the right. And in this case, the remaining 6,000 points in the other arm would stay there forever until you can match it with the remaining arm. Now, every person has a circle of influence in their life. These are the 2 to 8 people that you spend the most of your time with. If you were convinced, after all due diligence, that this can change your life, that this is happening right now all over the world, what would stop you from sharing it with the people that you care most about? So let me give you a real-world example of what this looks like. Now, for this next example, let's assume that when everyone partners with Keynet, they come in at 1,000 points. It can be any amount, much higher than that, but let's just assume that everyone comes in at 1,000 points. And let's say that I am super motivated to become one of the 3%, so I partner with Keynet. I share it with 2 people. And so in the first week, I have 2 people. Since there's only one on the left and one on the right, I don't get paid anything in this first week. So let's go into the second week. They duplicate what I did. And so in that second week, there are 2 more people. So now I have 3 on the left and 3 on the right. And this is when I get my first paycheck of $225. Going into the third week, they each share with 2 people. So now there are 4 on the left and 4 on the right. And since there has to be 3 and 3, I'm still getting a paycheck of $225. In this week, I have 1 left over. So going into the next week, let's make it simple, and let's say there are now 8 and 8. But I have this 1 left over, so it's really 9 and 9. Now I'm getting 3 paychecks this week. Week 5, I promise I'll stop after week 5. There are now 18 on the left and 18 on the right. So now I'm getting 6 paychecks. I'm getting $1,350, and I've worked 5 weeks, and I've made a total of $2,400. This is only the beginning stages of the power of duplication. I'm going to make much, much more than this. By the way, there's a Keynet app where you can keep track of your business on your phone wherever you go. So you can wake up in the morning and check how much money you've made while you were sleeping. It's very convenient. There are 2 ways to partner with Keynet. There is the hard way, and there is the smart way. The hard way sounds like what I just described. You invest something worth at least 1,000 business value points that you would have bought anyway in your life, like a discounted vacation. And you get a tracking center with 1 account. Using the power of duplication that is built into this business model, you're going to be making 1,000 per week, 3,000 per week, 5,000 per week, and even more. But let's just say that you're making 3,000 per week. This is the hard way. You started with 1,000 points. Now let's say you did exactly the same amount of work over on this side. You have exactly the same amount of people in your network. Everything else is the same, except over here you started with 1,500 points instead of 1,000. Over here you get 3 accounts instead of just 1. You get 3 tracking centers. It doesn't make a huge difference in the beginning, but when the numbers get big, and they will, it's 3 times as much money as over here, everything else being exactly the same. So, which of these 2 ways do you think would be better to start? Over here getting 9,000 per week for the same work, or over here getting 3,000 per week for the same work? Which one's better? I'll let you decide that.